グランブルーラジオ。どうも皆さんこんばんは。グランブルーラジオです。シエです。
こんばんは。
So yeah, you know, that was like a silly opening I had in mind for today, but honestly, there's a fucking bee in my room right now, stream. I'm fucking scared. I'm really scared of this bee in my room.
There's a bee.
Yeah, there's a bee. I don't want to die on stream.
Remember what Sakamoto Desuga taught you? That wasps are attracted to, what is it? I can't even remember anymore.
What are they attracted to?
So
Because
silly.
why is there a bee in my room? For real, like there's no windows or anything. I don't know how there's a bee in my room.
I think they're attracted to your smoldering masculinity, I think is what it's called.
It's like chilling near my computer now. But basically, like, it's running into, like, all the lights and stuff. Because my lights in my room are really bright. So then it's just, like, buzzing and, like, crashing into my lights and stuff. And now it's just chilling. So stream, if I get stung by a bee on stream tonight, it'll be the first time someone has been stung by a bee on live stream, I think. So make sure to follow and subscribe.
Make sure to donate and soon cheer. Is that what you're trying to say here?
I don't think I'm not in that cheer beta or whatever. That's for esports people only.
What a jerk. We can make you esports, James. We'll try away.
Yeah, anyways, so tonight on Granblue Radio, there's a bit to talk about today. Mostly stuff that's already happened, but we'll discuss how it's gonna go down. This Kieran is like super laggy.
Is it?
For me it is. It looks like... I mean, it's because I'm also streaming probably too. My computer can't handle Granblue Fantasy.
Well, we'll see what happens in this super rotation. I only have 95% reduction. Is my entire team dead?
Yeah, super
Yes.
rotation, I don't actually know how much damage it does. It probably does 10,000.
It does a lot of... No, it does more than 10,000.
Okay. I guess I'll eat the super rotation now too.
Now I no longer can steal MVP from Armando, though. It's good.
Bing.
So how many
Anyways.
of you viewers have never seen Kieran before? Probably they've all seen Kieran by now, right?
I would assume they've at least seen it. Not necessarily fought it, but at least seen it kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, as you can notice, Kieran, I guess, is a fight... We can just start right away, honestly. Like, Kieran is a fight that was added last week along with Huanglong. What's the Japanese version?
Oryu.
Oryu? Okay. Yeah, basically Yellow Dragon. And it's a fight that you can unlock via the Celestial event, but you don't have to fight it until later.
In fact, a lot of people can't fight it until later because it requires you getting to Chapter 69, which is held in the Daedroit Belt, which is also where you meet the Golden Knight and a few other like story characters coming up.
Did my Gran live? My Gran lived. At 70% reduction, he lived.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't get that. But anyway, so the big things about these two fights that make them interesting is that you are not allowed to use weapon skills. You are not allowed your summon passives. And so all that matters are character skills, raw stats, and summon actives.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting in that you're no longer colorbound for the most part. Like, usually there's a restriction on what colors you can play because, you know, your summon skills and your weapon skills need to match with the colors that you're playing, right?
Right.
But in this fight, it doesn't matter since neither of those two things work.
Sorry, you're cutting out for a few of these, James.
Sorry.
When you get quieter, you cut out.
Perhaps it is because I'm running too many instances of Granblue Fantasy.
Instances of what? Instances of what?
Stream, can you hear me? Give us some feedback. The bee is just chilling now. I mean, in other news.
The ongoing saga of James versus the giant bee.
I often
Even
have
giant, or
like
is it just
some.
a bee?
some random insect in my room. Anyway, so the stream says it's a-okay, so we'll just continue.
Okay.
Just pretend you understood what I said instead. How about that?
Alright, that's fine.
Okay, there we go.
It's what I do.
I am still playing Overwatch? I see. I'll fix that. That's true. It could be Discord. Discord could be having problems. So where were we? Yes, so... Yeah, because there's no longer any color restrictions, you can kind of bring all these kind of interesting teams to your Kirin/Oryu battles. And it's kind of a breath of fresh air in terms of like types of new boss battles. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, element advantage helps, of course, but it's far from necessary. So you get to pretend that you kind of have a Grande team in a bunch of ways.
Yep. Here we go. It's gonna burst. Boom! Come on, Woodbox.
Oh, Woodbox! Yeah.
Woodbox! So, stream, if you're wondering why we're hyped for Woodboxes, it's because Kirin has a special drop in the Woodbox, which is free crystals. I got 100.
I got 100.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get more than 100, though.
I got 800 when I was posting. It was pretty nice.
Whoa! That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Oreo on the other hand doesn't drop crystals, but he can drop some other things that are good.
Things that are useful. I mean, one of our guildies hosted his Oryu today and got job centrums. So you know.
Oh yeah, that is quite nice. Let's see. So yeah. This event as a whole, like the Celestial event has been very, very, I guess you'd say like it's pretty easy and like you get a lot out of it.
It's been super kind, yeah. Like really rewarding, really kind. I mean, I was going into it expecting that I would have to like poop sock for my whole way through it because I came into it needing like 15 golden nuggets. I wanted to get the 4 seals to summon Kirin. I wanted to get, what else was I trying to get? I was trying to get the Seiryu spear. I was trying to get everything. And it turns out that they've added like 3 different great quality of life improvements to this event. So the first one is that you get the 50% bonus during the Celestial Hour, which has never happened before and is entirely welcome. They added the daily to do 5 of each, and let's see, the 5 of each EX. So you know, Genbu, Seiryu, Byaku, etc. And that's wonderfully welcome because it gives you a free nugget in addition to giving you an extra 2,000 points a day if you do it. Because each leg of the daily that you do gives you 500 celestial points. And the last one they did, which was entirely unexpected, is that they just started chopping hit points off of everything because they realized that 185 million or something like that stupid for Agni was probably too much.
Yeah, so the event is, overall they've just made it like a better designed event. Like the battles are much quicker. You have incentive to do all the different battles now too. So it's actually like a pretty well balanced event, and like every element has their day kind of thing.
And it's not even their day. It's like every 2 hours you get the different elements. So you know, it's very welcome.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's a great change. But yeah, also a lot of the new rewards are really interesting too. Like a lot of the new weapons.
Yeah, the new weapons are mostly interesting except for the Seiryu sword, which is Garbo.
Yeah, that one is not that great. But the other ones are, I mean, I guess it's because it's a sword, which is like the rarest weapon for wind, except for the Gilbert weapon.
Except for the fact that you're gonna make a sword to make Tiete if you're maining wind. So, you know, I mean, usually they have a wind sword anyway, unless they consciously made a choice to make a non-wind Guild Wars weapon.
Yeah. I mean, there is an argument for that, considering the gene burden.
Yeah, how many elements that you need to throw into there, in like whorls and everything.
But it's overall like you can pretty much, if you're just starting Granblue right now, like you you're pretty rich compared to the rest of us who started back when we had to do these horrible celestial events.
Oh man, when I just started, it was the Agni event shortly after I came in. Oh my god.
Yeah, they used to be like extremely short. You had like 4 days to get like a ton of stuff, and like there was no bonuses, and you were stuck on one element the whole time. It just was
Yeah,
pretty
and when it
punishing.
was Agni, like Agni's took forever, and the whole thing is that because it was only Agni, people would just refresh until they had a 1 BP Agni, and then there would be like the floodgates opening, and just people would run in. It would be like that scene in Dawn of the Dead where the doors of the mall break down and just suddenly all the zombies come in. It's that scene.
But yeah, overall, we don't really have to deal with that so much anymore, which is really nice. If you're only playing one element, you can get really far in this event still.
Yeah. You can get by now, even if you're like relatively, mediocre in your element of choice still. So
And
good
not
on
only
you,
that,
Side
but you can
Games.
power up all the other elements that you want to get better at.
Exactly. And we can actually talk a little bit about the new weapons and how they sort of apply to people like either who are starting out or are in sort of the middle of building everything. So...
Alright, I guess I'll put the Suzaku off for a second.
No, you can finish it. I mean, it's just Suzaku. It dies
I'll
fast.
do it off stream.
That's fair.
Anyways, let's go ahead. So the first 4 weapons, the old ones, I don't have all 4 listed here, but if you check out my article, the first 4 are just like generic, like this weapon is strong kind of thing.
Except for the Byakuo Fist, which is not as strong as the other ones, sadly.
And then after that, they added 4 new ones, and they all have kind of like a unique effect that have like a that could be used in certain builds. I'm not really sure. Like the jury's still kind of out on some of them, but they're pretty interesting to say the least.
Yeah. So let me see here. So we'll start with the Suzaku Harp then. So the Suzaku Harp, let me pull these up actually. So the Suzaku Harp is good because it's a harp in fire. So if you don't have Clarice, and if you have an element changed a Guild Wars harp to fire, then just the fact that it is a fire weapon with attack up makes it automatically worth looking into.
Yeah, generally fire doesn't have harps, like a naturally available harp. So, and plus, like even if you do have a Claris harp, this is way stronger.
Yeah. And then, so you have the skill Inferno's Second Insignia, where the attack of the guy in second place, as long as he's fire, it goes way up, and they start taking damage every turn. So it's kind of like having a second Magisa who can't turn off Morax.
Yeah.
And there are very specific synergies with this that you can really take advantage. For example, Fire Potato, Zarhalmalina, Zalharmalina, whatever.
Zal.
Hot Potato. She's actually excellent with this item. Not necessarily herself, but if she's just playing on your team and she gives your team enmity, then this just has double effect. And it's something that kind of happens anyway, because if you have the Whale Fire grid which is Sky Piercer and Crimson Fingers, then the unique effect of Sky Piercer is that it sets you on fire anyway. So it just duplicates something that your main character would already have if you're aiming for the Whale Fire grid. And then you have the Crimson Fingers, which have enmity on them as well. So it's kind of like something that people already have, but instead of being on the main character only, now it's on the second grid too. Or sorry, the second character on the team.
Yeah, you can do a lot of like crazy synergy with like Crimson Finger and with Zahamina with this weapon, and like it's really cool. Though like I don't know how many people can practically build this.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche thing, but it has a place.
So yeah, do consider it, especially just for a good harp that you don't have to make a Guild War harp. As a
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm planning to alt fire, so I'm eyeballing it,
Yeah, and then if you're in a Grande team, then you can also just avoid its drawback by not having a fire character in the second spot. So,
Does that work? I guess it does.
It's only fire characters in the second spot who take that fire.
No, it
Anyway.
says it's separated. Like it says the second person gets more damage / they take more damage every turn. So I don't know.
We can test that pretty easily if we just ask, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know personally.
Yeah, and
Moving
then
on.
the Granblue Fist. So the Granblue Fist is you get extra water damage for the fourth person in your team, and then a cut to their meter build. And that cut to their meter build would be bad, except for two things. Number one, it's water, and water's one of the things that water can do really well is just turbocharge their characters with meter, thanks to specifically Lilel and Altair. And two, it's since they're in the fourth position anyway, then they naturally need less meter to join a chain burst anyway. So it's just it minimizes itself.
Yeah, there are some pretty big drawbacks though. Like you can't like it takes some getting used to for one.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
not only do they get less meter from attacking, they get less meter from their teammates
Yep.
chambers
So you
together.
need to have, instead of 70 meter, you need 79 meter.
Yeah, that takes some getting used to. You could easily
It
forget.
does. But I mean, it's a water fist. So if you didn't get the Street Fighter fist, then you can have one. That's readily on hand. Especially since the Macula Marius fist is a myth.
Yeah, Oberon, I have yet to see one actually drop, but
And yet Hotashi has two of them. He actually got two freaking Oberons before he got a silver anima.
there's always somebody, you know.
I know, and it's for some reason, it being Hotashi makes me feel better about the world.
That's true, yeah. He does play water anyway, right? No, he doesn't. He plays wind. It's something.
He plays Elfilt, does that count?
And then moving on to the Fang Staff.
So the Fang Staff, the natural problem with it is that it's a staff, so it has the lowest attack, even lower than spears, which is unfortunate. But the interesting thing about it is that the third character in the party gets a big aggro buff. Not really a debuff, because Earth is full of characters who really get to have a lot of fun when they are being attacked. So, you have Air with his taunt and attack, you have Eugen with his taunt and counterattack, you have Nemone who dodges things regularly, you have Sarah with who just wants to get hit anyway because she has a lot of defense and she has enmity and she can just, naturally suck up a huge amount of punishment. And also you have characters who don't want to get hit, mostly Halicena. So, it has a lot of synergy specifically with Earth that is worth looking into.
Yeah, it's surprising that this is so pinpoint, this is Earth, which is really cool, even if you're playing a Grande team too, because you can put your Earth character in the third spot and it still gets this ability.
And 90% of the time in a Grande team, your Earth character in the third slot is Sarah.
I mean, you could try things like Air or something, but
90% of the time, if you're seriously making a Grande team and there's an Earth character on your Grande team and it's not just your attacker, then it's Sarah.
yeah, which is, it's doing what it's supposed to, pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then, I do think that, just the synergy makes this worth looking at, if you're an Earth character. It's super cool for that if you have any of those characters that really benefit from this kind of cool thing. Apparently the aggro buff is that particular character in a small study has a 50% chance to be attacked.
Is it 50%?
Yeah, overall. So your other characters are about 12 to 15 to 16%, and that character that is in the third slot has a 50% chance to be hit.
That's great.
Yeah,
Put
it's pretty high.
Sora's in there. If you're not an SSR guy, just put Sora's in there. It's great.
There's a lot of things that can really work with that, though it's not really known if it stacks with other kind of aggro abilities, so that has yet to be seen. But
yeah, aggro up is kind of an uncharted thing to test, just because there's so many arbitrary factors.
Yeah, it's the study itself had like huge variance between a lot of the different numbers. So like sometimes it was like this character was only attacked like 10 times out of like the 100 or something, and the other characters were like 12, 15, like up to 20%. But overall, the biggest one had like generally the character with the aggro had about 50% or so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, moving on. This weapon is not really recommended, but
yeah. So the whip sword has a lot of triple attack to the third person in your wins team.
No, it's your first person.
Oh, first person, which is you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was reading that wrong. So triple attack for the first position, yeah, and then a 15% penalty to attack. And it's like, well, there are a few problems with this thing. First of all, losing 15% attack on the main character is actually the biggest hit, because the main character is the strongest character in your team. Two, the triple attack is pretty redundant with a lot of what Wind does anyway, because the most powerful Wind class is Hawkeye or Gunslinger, and both of those classes specialize in triple attacking anyway. That has problems with some of the best Wind characters already boosting your double and triple attack rate, so you get, less mileage from this skill. So you don't get, you don't benefit as much from, for example, let me make sure of this. You don't benefit as much from like Korra's buff. You don't benefit as much from, you benefit just as much, but the overall effect is lesser. That's the thing to clarify here. And so, and losing 15% attack, if you live at the cap all the time anyway, then sure, I guess.
Yeah, if you can get there, yeah, it could be feasible. Like, if you could still do like 1,000,000 damage on your Hawkeye triple attack with minus 15%, then maybe we're talking.
But then why are you wearing a sword?
Well, you can use it in your grid still.
I know, but why are you using this sword? Because to get there, you have to have a grid full of guns anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that this thing. What was it like? No one ever builds Zephyros summon builds because Tiamat is so much better.
Yeah.
But I guess in like the distant future where they release some amazing
where you mysteriously get a better weapon than Tiamat gun?
Yeah, somehow. I don't know.
So much to break that barrier of Tiamat gun. Like, it is so good on so many levels.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Or maybe it gets nerfed. I don't know. How about that? The other spectrum.
Maybe. Although, they've gone so long without nerfing that thing.
Yeah. So I don't see it happening, but I don't see myself buying that sword either, so there you go.
Yeah.
So I guess from there, I guess we can segue into, let's segue into the new classes.
Yeah. So I don't have them for another day and a half. Thanks for reminding me. No, but there's a lot to like about what they're doing with the design of the new classes. So, I'd like to start with Warlock, because that's the biggest change from a class that frankly sucked past like rank 50. So, let me go look into Warlock. Of course, you can go into your character profile, you jerk.
Sorry. But I can start talking, yeah. So Warlock,
another day and a half.
The class before Warlock is Hermit, and the one before that is Sorcerer, and they're both pretty lackluster classes. Sorcerer has blind.
Sorcerer was important for exactly one reason.
Yeah, you get blind. But aside from that, that's it. That doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, and Hermit is kind of existing in the same space as Sidewinder when your grid is bad and you're very early in the game, because you can hit a damage cap very quickly with those two classes. Like, you just fulfill their little condition. In Sidewinder's case, it's just throw down as many debuffs as possible. For Hermit, it means hit focus a few times, and you just press a button and then you get capped damage. and you're like, yeah, this makes me able to pretend that I'm powerful. You know, like especially when you're up against hards or something like that, pressing a couple buttons and then hitting for 600,000 damage. It's 400,000 in the case of Bullseye Run. But anyway, you know, pressing that button and hitting cap damage and seeing so much of a boss's health melt away, it's pretty satisfying. And then you get to Magna, and pressing that same button does the exact same damage it did before, but now the boss has, 13 million health.
Yeah, the dream's pretty much over at that point.
And so, I mean, you didn't even finish Hermit until how long ago? Tell me.
I still don't have Hermit.
Wait, you're allowed to get tier 4 Warlock without having Hermit?
I think I don't have Warlock yet, but.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, it's like.
I think you might be able to though. I need someone to donate me a gold moon.
No, wait, no. You have to be able to.
I think you can defeat.
You can fight the old lady.
Hmm.
You can fight the old lady as just a sorcerer.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my god, I'm so mad right now.
So I might do it. I might
just
do
it.
Honestly,
so
I don't have the JP to spare, so I will do it if it's possible. I'm not 100% sure.
My god. All right, science will let us know as soon as you hit that 2500 JP. But all right. Anyway, so the important parts of Warlock are, number one, the passive already has ability damage cap up on it, and so that's a sign that they're like, all right, we know what the problem with Hermit is, and so we've done that. But the important parts that go along with that are the two of the Zenith abilities are really important for this whole like making more classes viable thing. And the first one is Ether Bane in English, which makes so much more sense than Ether Flap in Japanese. Like everyone was like, what the hell does Ether Flap mean?
Yeah, when I read Ether Flap, I was like, what does that mean?
I was like, Ether Frappe? Ether Frappuccino? Like, do you make them a coffee or something? So what Ether Flap and Ether Blast actually do is that they put a stacking debuff on the enemy. Actually, I don't even know if Ether Blast does it. I have to check on that, but I think it does from what people were telling me. Anyway, the point is that for each stack of this debuff that goes on there, the damage cap of Ether Blast goes up. And this is incredibly important because, for example, people had a screenshot of Titan, and they were fighting against Titan with a wind Warlock, and they got the debuff up to 20, and at that point they hit the button and Ether Blast did 2.4 million damage.
Yeah, that's a lot if everyone can do it too with one button.
Yeah, and then everybody who's a Warlock can contribute to that stack. So press button, receive 2.4 million damage.
Yeah, it's good because it actually scales properly with like how many Warlocks you have.
Yes, which is beautiful. Like, it's something that has been desperately needed for, nuke classes, because they all just hit a cap and then they just sit there. They never scale. And so you just never bring them, because why not just, press an incidental nuke on a class that matters and also hit that same cap. So, like a Drive Burst as a Holy Saber, for example, or, Delay as a Dark Fencer hits like 400 something K pretty quickly. Arrow Rain 3 hits that cap pretty quickly, So having a reason to be a nuker is great. And then, speaking of having a reason to bring a Warlock, so Black Haze is also incredibly important to Warlock's long-term viability, because it is strictly better Miserable Mist.
It is, like, very Miserable Mist.
It's like the miserablest mist.
Good attempt.
Sorry. I tried. But what it is it's, as far as we can tell, 25%, 25% for attack down, defense down, which is, where mist is. And then it also poisons them and blinds them. And given that 90% of the Dark Fencers who joined raids brought blind with them, then, it's like, hey, it's two very important jobs in one, and then you get a random poison at the end. Sure, why not?
Yep. I mean, it's nice. It's just like you no longer need to have a Dark Fencer if you don't really want one anymore. But it also just in general, it just makes Warlock really good.
Yeah, it makes Warlock soloing great too.
Like, what was it? Basically, if the Warlock, because oftentimes you have the Dark Fencer is the character that brings all those abilities, like Blind, Miss, like that's the one you want your on-color Dark Fencer to do. But now you can kind of shift that to your Warlock if you have one on your raid.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the main reason to have it on a Dark Fencer is because they get 20% extra debuff success baked into the class. Sure, but I mean, you know, you have a compelling argument to at least, you know, have someone else along for the ride.
I mean, ultimately, you may end up bringing the Dark Fencer for quick down anyway. So for reasons like that, though, I mean, it lets you diversify your raids a lot more. And just in general, just like the solo ability and just everything, Warlock is just such a good class.
Sure.
It's a huge upgrade to Hermit.
Yeah, and it was desperately needed because people stopped being Hermit basically the moment they hit level 20 and got like a decent-ish grid.
I've never used Hermit in my life.
I know. But like, I was already there at Hermit, and I'm like, all right, I might as well use this. And Hermit was like, hey, look, I can contribute to a raid immediately. Hey, look, I'm making the exact same contribution I was like 3 weapons ago. So, you know, it was basically you either got it early or you never got it at all, or you got it for the passive when you get mastery on it. But it's just like it wasn't really worth its, what was it, 1,000? No, it's 500, I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, it's some percentage of ability damage, which is, you know, it exists.
Yeah. And so I'm glad of it, and it's a good sign for what they're going to be doing for the other neglected classes, which will be like Ogre, Ogre and Sidewinder are like the big neglected classes that are left.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what they do with it. Overall, the design choices seem very good.
Yeah. And then, let's see here. So I guess we can start talking about Spartan now.
Mm-hmm.
And so they promised that they wouldn't make Phalanx any stronger in terms of its numbers, and they followed through with that. And instead, Phalanx 3 gives you debuff resistance to your team. Is it to your team or to your raid?
It's tiered. Let me read the text. There's a slash between the... It's probably to the raid, but I don't know for sure. Because there's a slash between like the defense up and the debuff resistance up, so it's a mystery. I guess I'll use it. I've never seen anyone give me the debuff resistance icon yet, but...
Okay. Makes sense.
A lot of the like extra you get from using these abilities tends to be relatively selfish.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it would be in line with the what is it, Sage version of Clear, which comes with like a damage barrier but only for yourself, and the Clear is only for yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good for what it is. Yeah, supposedly it's raid, but I don't really know, like, I don't know what the proof of that is, concept-wise. I don't know how much it is either, I mean, because debuff resistance has always been like a mystery.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, but it does exist, how about that?
Yeah, speaking of things that exist, though, those Zenith abilities are a few different interesting things that are not necessarily like mind-blowing, but very interesting.
Yeah, so first of all, there's a new ability, I forget what it's called, but it's basically, it's a slow, right?
Yeah, Shield Wire.
Shield Wire, I guess it's supposed to be like a shield bash, like you throw the shield at them.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called in English, because I don't have Spartan.
I also don't have the ability yet either.
So anyway, in Japanese it's Shield Wire, and it's slow on a non-Dark Fencer class, which is really good. I mean, it also switches you over to essentially like damage mode, because you get attack up and defense down off of it. So it's a pretty interesting switch in the philosophy of Holy Saber, which was just sort of wait things out and phalanx as often as possible. It's like, well, you can actually be your own slow now, which helps a lot on certain bosses.
Yeah, it's cool because oftentimes it's Holy Saber was never like a great solo class because oftentimes your phalanx cooldown would not ever match up with how fast you had to fight the boss.
Yeah, Celeste is a really, really big example here. Celeste with normal circumstances is a freaking 2 CT boss. But anyway, yeah, it's very interesting to have that. And then you have has anybody done any testing on Guardian yet?
Guardian? That's the
defense up, aggro up one.
Yeah, defense up, aggro up, right?
Yeah. And it costs meter, so I'm not sure why they needed to do that over substitute. I guess it's because it's like a buff as opposed to a one-turn thing.
I guess I haven't actually looked at the cooldown yet either, but the expected thing is that because it also stacks with other defensive buffs that you have, you could probably get a pretty sizable just cut overall. Because oftentimes high defense boosts translate into cuts a lot of the time. So then in the case of when you get back when Korra was still broken, you could get 99% damage up or something, or the 99% defense up or something ridiculous, right? And then by doing that, you essentially had an additional 50% cut to just regular damage.
Yeah. Oh, Korra.
Yeah, which is obviously really strong. I mean,
yeah. And so that one I'll leave on the shelf until I actually have it, because the thing is that you'll always be able to just EX substitute as well, the natural Holy Saber ability. So we'll see how that compares, because I'm sure they already knew that, so they didn't want to just make a strictly better substitute or cover or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll test it out. It seems interesting.
I also think that then the last Zenith or extended mastery ability is, let's see, off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Centurion 2, right?
Yep, Centurion 2, also known as the Smile Protector, because you pick a character and they are invincible for a turn, and every Dark and Earth player just yes. Having the ability to press a button and make 6 immune to damage for a turn, or for the Earth players, Halasana immune to damage for a turn is huge. It is for those one single turns where your defenses are down and you can't, for example, do a 100% cut, or you can't. You have illusion up, but you know that the boss's Ogi is coming up or something like that. Just being able to use that ability instead of wasting a turn of full immunity on just one character is huge.
Okay, stream, we're back. The bee was the troublesome opponent, but it turned out okay. I'm still alive. It took out my legs though. I no longer have functioning legs.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, the bee screen of death. I like that.
All right.
That was a good joke.
So we were wrapping up the class overview for the new classes, and I was saying that even though Spartans and Sages will still make up the majority of your raid because they just do so much for the rest of the team, they're still working on making it so that there's at least some variety that's encouraged.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly can't make Holy Saber bad. It's just so good.
You can make it bad by taking away its major ability, but then that just means people will go back to Holy Saber.
Yep. So it's always going to be at least kind of good. And anyway, stream, at this point I would like to allow all of our loyal viewers to go ahead and hop into this Kyrian.
Can I come in before
go
they
ahead,
hop in?
Actually, I'll give you a head start because you got this stream delay.
Yeah.
Where is it though? I forgot the name.
You can just right-click on my name in Discord, man.
No, not you. Where's the code?
Oh.
So like my chat, my team chat scrolled it like all the way up. Alright, here we go. I'll just throw it in Trap House. There you go. You guys can all get in.
Makes sense. Alright, coming in there. Swiggity swooty.
Then yeah, when Dom gets in here, then I'll reopen it to everybody. How thoughtless of me to not allow my friend Dom to get in first.
No worries. Just means that I'm gonna swoop in there with my meaningless team. Because it has Corwa in it, and
I don't know how long I can tease this for.
I'll take my one turn and then die. And by that I mean I'm gonna hit Phalanx for everybody, and then I'm gonna summon Athena.
Dom, you need to hurry up. People are getting. Trap House is getting in here.
I know. I'm already in.
Oh, okay. In that case, there's 8 spots left. You can go. You can hop
6 spots left. Ha! Take that. You can't super rotate me. I've already been rotated.
I thought super rotation was not. I didn't know super rotation was an AOE. So.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's the bad mojo.
Yeah, it like I thought you could cover it for everybody and then just be the only one who gets rotated, but everyone dies still.
Yeah. Have you fought Oryu yet? Where if you cover for everyone on your team, then you will die instead.
Really?
With his like lightning boomerang looking thing. I think if it's an immunity turn, then you're still fine. It's just one of those things where you're just like, oh, I didn't realize that was going to happen. Oops, guess I'm dead. It wasn't necessarily the greatest of
yeah, there's some non-Trap House people in here, that's for sure. But I know some Trap Houses in here as well.
Let's see who's on our list that is on here. Lunsky's a Trap Houser, Batman is. Oops. I am, of course. Let's see here. Yamato is Sam. So we got like 1, 2, 3. Sig 1, that's right. 3, 4, 5. We got 6 of us in here.
Yeah, so less than half of the remaining spots. But yeah, we'll do an audio as well. Greedy. But that will probably be off stream at this point. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for the new classes. I mean, if you haven't gotten to tier 4 yet and you're wondering which class to get as your first one, what would you pick?
So the first one, either Sage or at this point, Warlock, because they are amazing solo classes.
Yeah, I would still pick Sage or Warlock too, because you don't really necessarily need Spartan. It's not that much better than Holy Saber that you need it. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Berserk is still Weapon Master, so it's never gonna be that great.
But it's still, it's still an amazing solo class as well. But the thing is that at this point, actually, it's more based on individual team synergies, because like Berserker is great, for example, in the Earth Turbocharge team. The Earth Turbocharge team is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
But, you have like Warlock is better with just anybody who wants to have something better than Mist. Like defensively, that new Black Haze is something that you would already have been spending like all of your EXs on anyway for a solo build. Mm-hmm. You get Mist, you get Blind. That's 2 out of the 3 slots that you were already gonna try and dedicate it to. All you're missing is Arrow Rain. So guess what? You just take Arrow Rain now. You're great.
Alrighty, let's see what I got though. So like the red boxes you get from this fight can drop pretty amazing things. I guess I'm curious. Are we gonna see the legendary double gold bar? I've definitely cursed myself to never getting gold bar by saying that. Okay.
One of our guild guys actually got a gold bar from Maniac, and he doesn't even have his first Guild Wars character. We're like, well, we knew that was gonna happen.
It's all crystals. I mean, it's okay, but it could be better. It's literally all crystals. It's like a blue crystal, like 2 blues, a rainbow, and 400 regular crystals.
Love is over. Love is over.
Yeah, that's a
James.
pretty. That's
Even
a pretty.
I got 800
that's pretty
out of mine.
One. Yeah. Oh well. Unlucky boys.
Never lucky, right, James? Never lucky.
Yeah, never lucky.
That's okay. I got a black dragon scale, and I got a magna fragment. So, you know, you came out better than me, even considering just the four chests and not the red chests.
Alrighty, and I guess that's it for new classes once again. So yeah, I would say, I don't know, depending on how far away you are, maybe even the next classes after will come out before then. It's not impossible.
I mean, they have revealed, what is it? What are we gonna call it? Because Chaos Rooter just sounds so stupid to say out loud in English.
Do you have a picture? Can you send me a picture of the Chaos Rooter, please?
Okay,
I mean, the art looks great, but the name is... I don't even know what they're trying to say.
Yeah, like, I mean, it looks like a Fist of the North Star villain, so that's cool. But, like, the name is so stupid.
Maybe it's a misspelling. It's supposed to be Chaos Ruler or something.
The joke is that maybe it's Chaos Router, and, you know, what you're trying to do is just destroy your connection to Granblue and destroy other people's connections, and that's how you're gonna get MVP.
Did you have that picture?
What do you think about that? I can...
I'll try to dig it up too at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just Googling it, and I'm getting, like, low-res versions, unfortunately. Let me try and get a better version.
Yeah, it was posted quite a few times earlier today, but it's at the point where it has been buried.
Yeah, it's super buried. Like, I can find a 384 by freaking 280. It's like, that is not of use to your stream at all.
Scroll up to like this morning, pretty much. Almost there.
Like, I found a high-res freaking soccer jersey.
What does that
totally
mean?
Did not prepare
Here
for
we
this.
go. I guess this is good enough.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, so this is your, it looks pretty sick, honestly. All things considered, it looks really sick.
Yeah. And for once, like, Jita being kind of scantily clad at least makes a little sense, and it's not as glaringly bad because there's a sword in the way of her midriff.
I mean, it's... Overall, like, the Sparta design is pretty clearly, like... They've been watching American TV, and that's what Spartan girls look like.
But I mean, if they were watching American media, then Spartan guys were even more shirtless. Like, they were walking shirtless scenes in the movie 300. Like, they spend the entire movie glistening, like oiled up and glistening. So it's not like shirtless Gran is something we're not used to from Ogre. And I think
I think they're worried about the you know, the overmanliness.
But they have so many machos. Like,
they just don't want Gran to be a macho.
They sold a freaking CD, and it's a really popular CD right now. It's actually outselling the generic Idol one about being manly. About 3 guys in Fundoshi being as manly as possible. Like, come on. Come on, you can afford to have one shirtless guy. Especially since he's already shirtless and wearing, like, some Tengu gear.
I don't know, maybe there's a difference in mood. I don't know. But yeah, Chaos Ruder. I don't know.
I'm gonna treat that like, I treat Sparta and just fix it in my head to something else.
Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan, or, you know, how Wise Man became Mystic because Sage also means Wise Man.
It does. It does.
Like, even the Japanese were pointing this out. It's like, wait a second. So we have Kenja, and we have Sage. But a Kenja is a Sage. Hold on, hold on!
It's I don't know, like one's Eastern and one's Western or something, right?
I guess? I guess what indicates that it's Western is the silly bird hat?
It clearly is. On that note, though, there are also, let's see, what else news-wise? New event coming up.
3 new characters.
Yeah, new characters already in the mix. I let those pictures.
In 2 days.
Who's got a picture of those?
It's actually from the same page that had like Chaos Rooter and stuff like that.
Nuts. I didn't save
it's
it,
actually
as usual.
the facing spread that has SSR Rosamia, SR Johan, and then Chloe.
Oh, here. No, this is not it.
So I mentioned this to you, by the way, before, but Rosamia is now the only character, or the first character, who has gone from R to SR and now to SSR. She's done the entire journey. Congratulations to her. And it's funny to me because she's pretty popular. She's not like amazingly popular or anything like that, but she's, been around forever. She's reasonably popular enough that she went from R to SR and now she's going to SSR. But the people who like her are essentially the people who either are overly attached to Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, because that's who voices her, or they're the same people who got that really awkward feeling down under when they looked at female Kirito in SAO2, because she really just looks like him.
I mean, I think her design is really cool, and her story it's pretty interesting. Like, she has like a cursed mask and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and I like her personality. I just like that kind of person who has who accidentally just lets their inside voice leak out. I find it, a nice little like seed for comedy and stuff like that. But I mean, that's all she is. That's all most of these characters are, to be honest. But anyway, like,
I mean, she can. She's pretty good at, I think, Yu-Gi-Oh duels, which is pretty cool.
I mean, she does shoot cards at people. And she does remind me of that one scene in Gundam 0083 with Project Stardust or whatever, Operation Stardust, where they just put a bunch of like shiny things in space and try and use that to repel the giant thing hurtling toward Earth. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is she gonna be light? She's probably going to be light. Why does light need? What can she even do in light that is new to light?
Well, I think that it's possible that they'll give her, what do you call it? They can give her a lot of new abilities, like just a complete new system, for example.
I guess. I mean, it's gonna take a bit because she's already pretty well established as having like, her SR was just upgraded versions of her R skills, so it's like one turn of invincibility for herself, triple attack, and then like a defense down nuke.
Yeah, she was ultra generic, but they could change her a lot, honestly. Cause like, given that she has like cards and whatnot, she could probably do a lot of like cool things with them, like flavor-wise. Like, Theory as a SR was pretty generic. She had like nuke, she had like a mist, didn't really do anything special. But then as an SSR, they pretty much changed her entire toolkit.
But I mean, the thing is, from going from R to SR, right? You usually go from like pretty generic thing to slightly upgraded versions of that generic thing. Like Feather, for example, went pretty much the exact same way. Or Rosamia, going from R to SR. Like a lot of those kinds of characters. It's when you go to SSR that things get interesting. So yeah, you're right. I'll wait. You know what else I'm waiting for? Goddamn water character in the year of our Lord 2016.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
It's been actual 7 months. It has been since December of 2015. The beginning of December 2015, sir. The beginning of it. Everybody else has gotten at least 2. Makes me mad, man. Makes me mad.
I mean, Light has been kind of drought-like for a bit, but now this pretty much ends it, if that's the case.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're right. Water, I don't think got, like, an SSR until her, but... oh, well. Alright, is it time for the money match? And by the money match, I mean the Manny match?
I gotta check my... gotta open it first. Where do you find the code, by the way?
It's inside the booklet.
Okay,
it is a paper slip inside the booklet.
Let me change the song.
There's only one song for the Manny match.
Yeah.
By the way, that commercial with Soares telling you that flying in the sky is like the romantic dream of all men, with it doesn't have the Soya song playing, which is hilarious. it has the freaking Aoido song, so they're teasing that future song.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cool. But it is indeed not what we expected at all.
Welcome back, James. I see that you've come back from your second battle with the bee.
So yeah, I guess so. That B was that BSOD, man. Anyways,
That's a 4-panel level pun, man.
The thing died while I was away. So let's find out. Let's check our double gold bars. Fuck. I mean, it's not the worst.
Oh, you want the worst? I have pretty close to the worst that you can drop from here. Oh wait, never mind. I got the same, almost the same as you. So for the first 4, to compare, I also got Rainbow Crystal and Gold Cert. Then I got a second Gold Cert and a light scale. So, I mean, you got to Grande pieces.
Yeah. It's like one third of a Grande, I guess.
But what need do you have of Grande?
It's fine. I did it. It's over. I'm gonna have to edit this for like a while. I'll have to cut out like all this shit. If it works too, I don't even know. Alright, it's duel.
Let's duel.
Time for the manly duel. Turn the music up.
Oh, I'm ready.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, Soya!
Soya!
Yeah, I got a blue.
I got a blue.
I think I got a book, yeah.
No, actually, you can get a bronze boot out of this.
I did too. Wow, that's kind of
I got
interesting.
Switchblade.
Alright, turn the music off.
Alright.
Whose weapon did you get, out of curiosity?
Switchblade, I think, is Loane's.
Who did I get? Let's see.
Let me look it up.
It's worth looking up. We can still determine who got the manlier character.
Yeah, that's true. You got Stan.
Really?
Our
Okay.
Stan.
Yeah, I got Stan, and you got Switchblade?
Yeah.
No line. I don't know who that is, actually. How do you spell it?
Wait, yeah, so the Japanese for it is Gimmick Dagger.
Oh, Gimmick Dagger.
Yeah, and it's Switchblade in English. So I got Loane.
Alright. I think that's a tie, huh?
I guess. I mean, Loane versus Stan. Stan's brave as hell, Loane, I don't know, let's see. Should we just do a run back in regular draw then?
We
To
probably
try and break
should.
the tie?
I mean, here, I'll just put the 2 pictures on. Alright, stream, who's manlier? My boy Stan? My boy Stan. This is my boy.
Or my boy and his boy and their other boy.
I don't know. Like story canon wise, Stan definitely. He's probably going to mate with Adora.
Story-wise, Loane is like forever alone.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's the. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that stream.
But not that alone, because he's always got his bros who talk like gals.
Yeah, I guess this is a tie pretty much for me. I can't.
This is a tie.
I can't wait. Yeah.
All right, crystal draw.
Let's do it.
All
Run
right.
it back.
1x. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I haven't rolled yet. My thing is still loading. Come on. Alright. Come on. Seriously, do you see this stream? It's still loading.
Beast fault again.
Alright, I'm ready to be disappointed. How about you, stream? You feel free to roll with us and tweet me your results. Look at that little circle in the middle. That means it's waiting.
Jeez. What is going on with your... What is going on with, like, your home...
Yeah, my hardware is burning.
In general.
I don't know. Hardware is burning down. I don't know what's going on.
I know it's hot down in SoCal, but is it that hot?
SoCal is always on fire. What color is it? What color is it? It's loading. It's white. It's... What color is that? It's a blue? It's blue.
Maybe it's a fake blue.
That fake blue? I got a bronze moon. What did you get?
I got a Nodachi +1. It's not even a bronze moon, it's just a +1.
Who wins in that case?
+1 versus the bronze moon? Jeez, I don't. We should probably like map this out as if it was.
Cause like when we did this originally, +1s weren't a part of the rules. It was bronze moon beat our summon, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You can get them both from. You can get them both from Rupee Gacha. I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm willing to call this one a tie.
Yeah, I think it's more like a tie too. It's tough.
I mean, the stream is willing to vote for me on this one, but I think this is a pity vote. It feels.
It's like, keep it interesting vote.
It feels like what happens when like the Ukraine votes for the one Ukrainian guy for the All-Star game just because he's Ukrainian. They're just like, all right, we need to get one of ours out here.
Do another tiebreaker? I don't think we should. It's getting pretty dangerous.
We should hold this until AX if we're gonna do a run back on this one.
That's true, huh? Alright, we'll just call it a draw then. So it's 5-2-3?
I think so.
Tiebreaker on Celestial ticket. You can only get an SR. I guess one person can get a character.
But that's such a waste.
Yeah, I think we'll both not get a character anyway.
The odds are so low of that actually being a character.
Yeah. Alright then. Right. Before we go, let's go ahead and look at the mail real quick.
Okay.
Damn, this is a long one. I mean, part of it's because I've been offline half the time and fighting it or the other half, but...
It's okay, we'll live.
Mailbox. I asked you last time, who is the manliest character in Granblue Fantasy? What was your opinion on this?
So, in like shonen manliness, it's Gandalva, the general who just all he wants to do is fight whoever's the strongest. That's pretty like, you know, One Piece style manly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like, I don't know, he's pretty manly. The second most manly in like, you know, actually easily definable ways and measurable ways is Swords. It's just, it doesn't get manlier than him. Just look at the guy.
I'm more of a Gandagoza kind of guy. Like
where he just like keeps throwing himself against that wall.
Yeah, it's cause like everyone thinks he's like a super fraud. He's supposed to be strong, right? But he always loses. But it's cause he only fights strong people.
Right.
I think that's manly. Anyways, let's look at our mail responses. So the main response that I like the most out of what we got is actually Fire Noish.
Oh.
Yeah. It says why he rides on a horse made of fire.
True.
Saurus just punches things. Clearly Noish is more manly.
I mean, not just that, but like Noish's entire existence as fire is there to like take damage for people, so it probably should be a tank as the manliest. And he doesn't even like, he just like, puts up his shield. He's like, I'm ready for you. just hit me. That's pretty manly.
Yeah, I've never actually, I don't have him. He's before my time.
He's an excellent character. But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, he's on a winged horse made of fire. So I think that lowers like the manliness points a little bit because he's so pretty. Like, look at the guy. He's so pretty.
Yeah, you have a point there. Alright, stream. Thank you for your responses. We're kind of making this one quick because of everything that's been going down on this stream tonight. Thank you for bearing with us and all of the technical difficulties we've had tonight. Next week on Granblue Radio,
Rosamia.
Rosamia will be out, probably. Swimsuits could be out by then, too.
No, Rosamia is certainly out. She's coming out on the 30th.
Yeah, and then Swimsuits could be out. It's a mystery if they will be, or like if they'll be delayed a little bit because of Rosamia. Next week on radio, like, for responses, I'd like to hear what, like, in honor of the music stream last time, what is a Granblue song you would recommend to someone who is, like, not a nerd? Like, doesn't play games, just generally, like, general random non-nerd person. So, like, maybe your mom, maybe your neighbor, something like that. What is a random Granblue song you would pick for them? What would you recommend and why?
And you better have a really good reason for the Soya song, because I'm sure everybody who wants to troll is going to send that in. So, we'll work on it from there. But like I said, in order to get prizes for the troll answer, you gotta be real good at your explanation.
Yeah, that better be a bomb-ass joke.
Because I mean, they've already trolled everybody possible with that song.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to say this week?
This time next week, I will have all of the Tier 4 classes, damn it. My day has finally come. Finally.
Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about that before we go. So, did you watch Granblue Radio last week?
Not the most recent one.
Somebody named Shay wrote to Granblue Radio talking about how he used to play Granblue while living in Japan, but then when he moved to America, he was afraid that he could stop or not. But then he found other American players, and together they made a guild that is strong enough to go 5-0. What a cool story that could have been written by me or by somebody else. And I didn't start playing Granblue while I was living in Japan, so
yeah, I was about to say, like, didn't you start playing long after?
Yeah, I moved back I was already back here for 3 to 4 months, so interesting story.
Like, Gianna tried to convince you to play while you were there, but like, it didn't stick, right? That's what I remember, at least.
No, I didn't start until like a particular Legend Fest where, because I tried to play, but I was not into it. I was just playing Conqueror still, and then so I never started. And then
when you went in hard, you rerolled until Jean, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I rerolled till I got an SSR character actually.
Oh, okay. And it just happened to be Jean.
Yeah. So it was an interesting email, but I don't think that email was particularly malicious, or perhaps it was edited for the radio. But yeah, who could have done it? Could it have been me? Could it all be a deep troll? I came up with a very good story that they would read on radio. You decide.
You came up with a good one because it's actually not what happened in reality at all. So
exactly.
Or it could be one of the many people who would like to be you. The ones who would just like to, make like the Shay skin suit, put you down a well, make you lotion yourself every day.
That seems
that's
kind
the darkest timeline, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, stream. Please tune in next week. Next week could be a little delayed actually because it'll be right after AX.
Oh man, yeah. Because next 4th of July, I'm also going up to Finest KO, and we're gonna be doing the most American stream of all time.
Oh, you're gonna blow shit up and eat like hot dogs?
We're actually going to replicate the infinite burger bag from Exerd.
Oh. Oh, that sounds amazing.
And we're gonna play Metal Wolf Chaos.
That's not that American.
What do you mean that's not that American? It's the most American game.
Alright. Alright, on that stream. See you guys next week. If you're coming to Anime Expo, make sure to visit us. Take an hour out of your day. Come say hi.
See you guys there.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.